I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm showing you how I paint my thistle design. I had some thistle spirit glasses to paint for my Etsy shop today, and when I was painting them I thought, oh, I could show you guys how I do that. It's one of my most popular designs. It's the one I absolutely love. And because I use the paints a little bit different than you've seen already, I thought I would let you see how it's done. So I will show you how I get this little guy on my tea light. So I have a tea light here, and so I start with my green and I plot on the glass where I'm going to put the thistle, and I start with little short brush strokes to get the texture of the thistle. And this is what I love about this particular paint. If you've seen my videos already, you will have seen me use this water-based paint as a colour fill with relief cream, but for this you can see that I'm using it differently. I'm using it to paint, and because it's a little bit thicker than other glass paint, it shows up your brush strokes. Now sometimes you really don't want that to happen, you don't want your brush strokes to be visible, but when you want a texture to what you're painting, the brush strokes come in very handy. So for the thistle, because it's such a textured plant, lots of spikes and jaggy bits, this paint is great for that, and that's why I enjoy working with it like this. So I would always also use similar techniques to this when I'm painting my Highland cow design. So people who've seen me do this demonstration live, because I've done this demonstration before for people, they quite like what they see already and they think that I've done a good job. But I go on to add a little bit more detail because I like to add depth and colour. So I'm using yellow to just create some highlights across the thistle bulb. So again, it's the same little short brush strokes that I'm using to do that, and you can see it's already added something to the thistle to have the yellow in there. But I also like to add shade, and I'm going to use my blue, which is a very striking colour. You might think, oh, that's too much, but you'll see in a minute it just really does lift it and add something. So again, I'm working with the paint while it's wet. It needs to be wet when I'm doing this design because I need the colours to move a little bit together. So I have to keep going with it. So you'll see there that I have already added depth, and you can see the improvement that's already made. So I'm now going to do the leaves, and the leaves of the thistle, if you ever have a look at them, they're just very long and thin, so it's just smooth strokes, just gently putting in the leaves. And I don't know if you noticed me holding my breath there. People ask me, do I have a steady hand? And I use the tabletop as to steady myself on, but I also from time to time hold my breath, which makes this kind of demonstration a challenge where I have to talk at the same time as painting. So back to the leaf. If you look at a thistle leaf, you will notice that they have very sharp needles on the end, so I'm just adding the needles with little strokes of yellow. And so that I don't work over myself, I turn my glass upside down to add in the second leaf at the other side. Yeah, I can't talk and do this bit so easily. I found out when I was painting an anniversary mirror for somebody, and as I was leaning over doing an intricate Celtic design, I noticed that I stuck my tongue out when it was very tricky. So hopefully I won't do that today. So just adding the needles to this leaf with yellow. And I'm quite happy with that, but most people would think this looks good and they'd be quite happy with the way it looks. They see that it's added a lot of depth. So I'm now using the purple to add the flowers, and there's still a texture to the flowers of a thistle, but as with the bulbous short flicking strokes, these are long flicking strokes, not the steady stroke that the leaves were either. There you have the shape of the flower, and again, a lot of people who see my thistle like this at this stage think that I'm finished and quite like it, but as with the bulb of the thistle, I'm going to add more depth and more colour. So again, I'm picking up my yellow to just add some highlights across the flower. And every time I do a yellow, when I'm putting it into the green or putting it into the purple, I wipe it off on my cloth so that I don't get green in my yellow paint pot, because I wouldn't like that. So, and again, I'm now going on to add in the blue shades to continue to add the depth. So there we have the blue going in. So now you can see that my thistle is, I've finished putting the paint on. The final flourish to the thistle working out is that I dry it upside down, so gravity continues to move the wet paint into each other and down the glass, and continues to add to the wild nature of the thistle that you can see here. It's kind of wild, which I love. And then of course my final flourish is to add my name onto the bottom. My name, I write my name on every piece of glass that I paint, unless you've got your hands on something that I painted when I first started out, which was 15 years ago. You'll see my name on things. And just to add an extra quirk, when I do my spirit glasses, I add the name differently on the bottom, because I like the quirkiness of the drinker getting the best view. I quite like that. So the drinker gets to the bottom of their whiskey or their brandy or their gin and says, "Oh, it's Jack's." Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me do that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and feel free to leave any comments or questions in the comment section below. And if you're interested in being tutored or being part of a workshop group with me online, please do let me know in the comments or get in touch with me via Facebook or my website. It would be great to be able to take you on a journey of glass painting fun. So until next time, see you. Bye.